Okay, so did anything terribly important happen? Oh, right. Whoops.
Nah, see, look at all the smoke coming off the machine. It's fine.
A lot of smoke coming off the monster, too.
It seems we've returned.
What was that all about? It was far too vivid to have been just a dream.
I dreamt I was... Oh, no, wait, I used that one
A
already.
slew of mysteries we're not likely to solve.
Look! That monster, it's disappearing.
I was gonna make a joke about the butterfly dream paradox, you know, am I a man who dreamt he was a butterfly, or am I a butterfly dreaming I'm a man now? And it was gonna be like, am I a man who dreamt he was a moron, or am I a moron dreaming? But it doesn't really work, because we're kind of the same person in and out of the dream.
I don't see how you could continue the operation under these circumstances.
Or at least that's how we perceive ourselves, so I have no idea where I'm going with this.
Turning back with half the job unfinished.
I tried to be far too clever, and it backfired spectacularly. Well, bye.
I'm sorry, Valara had to return to her home planet.
Valara died on the way back to her home planet.
Looks like we're out of hot water for now. But the villagers...
I mean, did anything even happen to the villagers? Everyone was kind of just lined up at the entrance there. Like, I can totally believe that they would have gone and fucked everything up and then gone to wait for us, but they didn't really establish any of that, so did anything actually happen?
Awake, are we?
Were you having a nightmare? You're drenched in sweat.
Millie.
Thank goodness. I was worried sick.
Mom, you're safe.
The other villagers are fine too. You had it worse than any of us.
I mean, I would
Make
kind
sure
of
you
hope
say
that's the
thank you
case,
to Milliard.
considering that we were the
She's
ones
been
that
at
went
your
head to
side
head
the
with the
whole
fucking
time.
Metal Gear.
Maybe there's a shred of kindness.
So, like, after all that, did they...
After all.
Like, I was kind of dancing around actually confronting it, but, like, did they actually just not
Millie.
fuck up the village at all?
Cut that out.
Nope.
I told you.
After all that?
I don't
Nothing
believe
happened.
in leaving the weak to fend for
Come
themselves.
on!
You don't have to pretend. It's a load off my mind to know that Sagi has such a strong young lady at his side.
What a ridiculous anticlimax.
Well, wait a minute.
I wanted blood.
It's not like that. Really.
Now, see, can I interest you in the flustered companion who is
What are we
definitely
talking
not our
about
love
this
interest
for? With
trope
all that's
instead?
happened, we've got a lot of planning to do.
No?
Yeah,
Oh.
Millie's right.
That's,
Between the
that's
dream and
unfortunate.
figuring out what to
Because
do next,
that's definitely what
there's
Gina thinks
plenty
is
to
going
think
on.
about.
I mean, she's entitled to think that. To be perfectly clear, I've got absolutely no issue with a game, like, not doing that, but persistently having one character insist that it's happening, but then clearly being wrong. Like, that's like, good and funny. For now, anyway. I'm less good with it, like, just straight up happening. Also, okay.
I was gonna say, Sagi, maybe let's not hit on the children at the orphanage.
I'm gonna go ahead and say let's quit now while we're not as far behind as we're going to be if we don't quit now.
Anyway, this is a side quest that I could have gotten the first time I was here, and I totally forgot about.
Is this building at a Dutch angle?
Yes? I think it is.
I see. Well, no further comment.
Anyway, this is just an enemy list. It works exactly the way you think it does.
Good old JRPGs.
In fact, we're going to be unlocking several new side quests this video.
Alright, yes, the Magnus we got from the Sandfeeder. Which, you know, there was the whole metaphysical situation there. Not, of course, that there wasn't a metaphysical situation with us being there with our equipment and party members in the first place, but, you know...
Ah, yes, that famous town of Sedna.
Doesn't have much going for it as an understatement. There's like, what, 4 colours here?
I mean, it does have a very interesting claymation look to it. That's not nothing.
It definitely does not look like literally anything else.
I mean, I guess to be fair, though, that's what I expect when they say that anything is even remotely related to Mira.
Yeah, I mean, it's either made out of plasticine or it's made out of cake.
You know, or you end up walking on the ceiling, or there's a, you know, there's a lot of dangerous ways that could go. I'll take claymation over a lot of them.
But yeah, having an interesting style is good, but like, I feel like this one isn't working enough yet. Like, I mean, you know, maybe it's the effect that they're going for, and if they're going for this effect, then, you know, like, okay, knocked out of the park. But the effect that I'm getting from this is that this kind of looks like it's got that dev texture kind of vibe to it. And like, I don't know if that's everything working as intended or not.
So yeah, this is the replacement for the Constellation quest in the first game. Very similarly, we'll be collecting bits of the town as we go through the game, and then we bring them back. It restores part of the town, and every so often the game gives us a little reward for it.
I mean, that's slightly more interesting than just filling in a big catalogue of stuff. Actually building up a town, we're making the thing gets bigger and more involved. Like, that's game design. That's how you get people to give a shit about stuff. As to whether or not there's anything here to really give a shit about, I guess that we'll find out about that, but the theory is solid.
Yeah, anyway, let's not talk about side quests right now. Down that road is a dangerous path. So let's talk about the plot instead.
I think we should go back to Alfard. We should see that Varus person.
I agree. All of this started with the assassination of the Emperor. Varus knows more about what happened that night, if we're to believe that prissy Gelderblame fellow.
Right.
Yeah, he seems
And
trustworthy.
then there's that strange dream. It's not normal for something like that to happen twice.
That's
There
right.
has to
If
be
you've
some
had a dream
connection
more
between
than
the
once,
monsters we saw
that's
at Ogun's
fucked
place
up,
in
and
the
you should
lake.
get that looked at.
That Valara woman called them afterlings.
I mean, that is funny, but also, like,
obviously knew something about them.
am I
If we were in
hallucinating?
Alfard,
Is our
we could probably
protagonist
find out
actually,
more.
like, attempting to think critically about
What do you
events?
think?
Look, just
I knew you
because
would
there's
agree.
only one brain cell
Really?
that's being
Are you
shared
okay with
between the
going
three
back?
of these goobers doesn't mean that
Now
it doesn't
I'm
occasionally
finally
get to
free see
Saki.
the outside world. I can't say
I
I'm
guess.
exactly thrilled. But that dream bothers me as much as it does you. I think we should go with your suggestion.
Thanks. Then that settles it. Let's go back to Alfard.
But how? They'll be watching for us.
We don't have to worry about that. Emperor Olgin's funeral should already be in full swing.
Yeah, it'll be the last thing they
Major event
expect.
open to the entire world. They won't have time to worry about us with all the fuss.
Awfully smug, aren't we? At least a fantail in a fountain would give a quack.
So, like, I guess the Empire is just gonna forget about us in this town. We're all good. Bygones.
Yep, no, everything's fine. We're just gonna take the liner right back to the Empire and pick up like nothing ever happened.
Great. Now that's JRPG writing. Cool. I feel like we have a
The
side quest
island.
reason to
Did
to
the
care
islands
about
really
that for
do
some
all
reason,
this
but
damage?
yeah. Oh yeah, remember this flawless piece of animation work?
It would appear
Did-
so.
Did the scene always look like that? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember
Were
it
I
now.
human, I'd be trembling.
What, like where it was? Yeah, that was how the island originally
What
was.
is it, Sagi?
I mean the
Something taken
giant
for
straight
granted
line
my
vertical
entire
scene
life.
that appeared
It's
when that
gone.
flashback was
I don't know
showing.
how to describe what that feels
I can't
like.
remember if that was always what that part of the
I
island looked
swear.
like,
I'll make them pay.
or whether it was like
What could
slightly
the
more
fools
gracefully
want with a
drawn
weapon like
originally.
that?
I'd have to check the video. But I don't think I'm ever going to forget the animation though.
I mean, and you shouldn't really. That animation is seared into our hearts at this point. You don't forget perfection like that.
That's just going to be the thing that people remember about this game now.
Sorry, Mom. I hate to leave so soon after coming home. I know I wasn't much help.
What are you saying? That's the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, if it's any consolation,
defend our home.
if it's any
That's what
consolation,
mothers
Sagi,
do.
this is probably
You
the
just go after
cleverest
your
thing that you've
dreams.
done since
Don't
getting
you
framed
look
for the
back.
murder of the Emperor.
Mom,
Come on now, stand up straight. Wipe that frown off your face. You're doomed before you start if you go out looking like that.
yeah.
Say, put
Thanks,
a
Mom.
smile on that face, Mr. Hero. You're never gonna
Sagi,
save the
are you
world
ready?
looking like that.
Hold on. Milliard, can I borrow you for a moment?
Oh, Christ.
What is it?
Not you, Sagi. Go stand over there.
We're gossiping
Huh?
about you.
Okay.
There's something you're hiding, isn't there?
Huh? Me? I...
It's all right. You don't have to tell me what it is. I know you're not a bad girl.
I don't know, Gina. I think you might have been
I'm
onto
sorry.
something the first
I think
time.
I tried to say one thing and another came out. I meant to ask you about Sagi. Milliard, if it's okay, would you look after him for a while? He's always been by himself. His only real friends are Gilo. That's why I'm so happy to see he has a friend like you now.
See, look, you're supposed to write the lines gracefully around the missing protagonist name.
Skyliner bound for Alfard is now departing. All aboard!
See, you could do that, but that sounds like a coward's
Sagi,
move.
It's time to go.
Yes, you could do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Millie,
to a surprisingly
we have to go
respectable
now.
extent, the Live Alive remake did that.
So I can
for,
count on
like,
you,
all
right?
the characters. And admittedly, sometimes it's more of a thing than others, but, like, there are some times when it frames it in one way and sometimes when it frames them in
I
another
know what
way.
to do. You
But
take
the
care
end
of
result
yourself.
is that the voice line that comes out of
I
your
will.
speakers doesn't
Okay,
ever
we're going.
sound like it's just being cut off in the middle,
Have a safe trip, Sagi.
even when it's obviously not aligned with the text that's displayed on the screen by virtue of the text displayed on the screen having a player input string in it. Like, this is the work. This is what game designers do. You take the stupid thing and you sell it as hard as you can and try to make the scenes just turn to people and say, don't worry about it, about the scenes, and have it work. That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why game designers get paid. Ah well. Anyway, that's your pro tip tangent for this episode. The Live Alive remake is good, and you should play it.
Milliard, you can leave now.
Huh?
You've had your fill of the outside world. It's time to go home to Mommy and Daddy's bomb shelter.
Jesus Christ,
Hey,
Gila.
just a darned minute. Since when do you call the shots? I'm going with you. You're going to see Quaestor Varys, aren't you? I can take you there. It'll be hard work finding his residence with all the guards around.
And besides, I'm
Unless,
here with the
course,
blessing of
the
Sagi's
cannon
mum,
already knows how to get there.
which, as we all know, is the ultimate authority here.
It's funny, you'd think that might be something she actually mentions, but
That settles
know.
it then. The Quaestor's residence is west
It's
of
subtext.
Winterfell. Let's go, Sagi.
She's content with leaving it unsaid.
Try not to get lost, dingbat. I walk fast.
Pompous little wench. I'll eat you yet.
You'll what?
look, Gilo is content to get Millie out of the picture in pretty much any way possible. She's not too picky.
Like, I feel like I don't understand why. Like, this whole thing just, it's not working for me. Like, I know I said earlier that I'm a fan of party dynamics where our party members are kind of at each other's throats the whole time. And that's true, I do like that stuff, it's just that...
They need a reason to beat each other's throats, and that's just not really here, other than the very first time they meet, and Gilo's just like, look, I got some bad vibes coming off this girl, and like that's all you get.
Yeah. It's like, just because you're doing a thing that I like doesn't mean that you can't do it badly. And this they're losing me.
Anyway, this unlocks the Colosseum. It is exactly what it sounds like, but we will not be beginning that particular side quest today.
It's the fundamental essence of being registered in a fighting tournament, contained within a piece of paper, which totally could not have been done in any other way.
Especially not in a way that doesn't permanently take up one of your quest Magnus. It cannot be done.
Especially not. Don't worry about it. That's very video games. And not in a good way. That's right, some parts of video games are maybe not good. Cannot believe the realities this game is making me confront.
Anyway, welcome to Alfard. We could go back to the Dark Service HQ. I don't recommend it. There's nothing there. We could also go to the desert, and that's also something I think we'll do later.
We're just surrounded by sensible ideas here.